Hello, I'm Scott Magoon, and I'm the illustrator of Rescue and Jessica, A Life-Changing Friendship. I was a runner at the 2013 Boston Marathon. I was on Boylston Street, and about 12 seconds after that first explosion, the second explosion went off behind me, probably, I don't know, 50, 60 feet, something like that. It was very close. And I felt the blast on my back, and my ears began to ring, and people started running and screaming everywhere. It was bedlam. It was awful. My family was nearby as well. They were closer to the finish line. And as lucky as I was, and as lucky as my family was, I struggled in that aftermath with how do I make this experience worthwhile? How do I bring something, either in my career or with my family, how do I bring meaning to that experience? And then Candlewick called with this incredible manuscript for which they needed an illustrator. I always do try to make my backgrounds, my scenery, characters. I do try to make them a real part of the story, usually by way of symbolism. So for example, with this book, I have Jessica and Rescue and her family crossing the public garden footbridge that goes across the pond in the public garden. And this bridge has personal significance to me, it has significance to Patrick and Jessica, but it also serves as a literal bridge for these characters. It takes them from their past, everything that's behind them in the story, and the characters are seen crossing the bridge into their future. So by having that symbolic bridge in the story, it becomes a bit of a character. I did use a lot of photo reference. I visited the public garden footbridge and took photos of that for reference. The Rose Kennedy Maze is also a great spot to visit in the summertime, but unfortunately I was working on this book in the winter, so it was cold. And I think it had snow over it when I was there, so I had to rely on photos for that. But yeah, anytime I can get into the city and do real visual research, count me in. I think the spread of Jessica and Rescue as they're lying in the hospital bed, the night before Jessica's second operation where she loses her second leg. So you have that sort of gravitas kind of built in. Also hidden in the star field is the Canis Major constellation. And that contains the Dog Star, the brightest star in the night sky, and the star by which sailors use to navigate. He was just such a gorgeous animal. He's got the beautiful black shiny fur, he's just very strong. The strong silent type, I mean, that's Rescue in a nutshell. Very smart, very in the moment, very aware of Jessica at all times, but also, just a great dog that would not turn down that dog biscuit no matter what. So, I don't know, we just had it was a nice moment. And my boys have met him, and my wife has met him as well. And they just fell in love with him too. Anybody if you meet Rescue, to know Rescue is to love Rescue. I want to also help to demystify what it means to live with a physical disability, or any disability for that matter. And if that means for readers to see Jessica with, missing the lower part of her leg with a prosthetic, and to see that she is able to get around with, not only by herself, but with Rescue, then we will have had a successful run at making this book.